Alright then, lads, and welcome back to another Football Weekly podcast. Today, as usual, you got me, your host Ryan, my co-host James,
Alright, guys.
and our special guest Josh.
Hi.
Alright then, so first up, our topic for today is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Should he be in or should he be out? James, what's your opinions on this?
I think he's got to go.
Any particular reason why?
I just don't think it's been good enough. I mean, away they can't win. To Bournemouth Saturday.
Yeah.
For a team like Man United, you should. No disrespect to Bournemouth. You should be able to get the job done going away to Bournemouth. Whenever Man United go away, they should be winning, but they're struggling to get away wins. I think they've only won away once against Norwich, which isn't good enough. Struggling to win at home. I don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has them playing the football that they need to be playing to, get into European football.
Yeah, very true. Well, Josh, obviously, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has lost 50 games, and if we compare that to probably Man United's biggest rival in Liverpool and their manager Jurgen Klopp, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has lost the same amount of games as Jurgen Klopp, but has managed a third of the amount. Do you think maybe it is? Do you agree with James? Do you think maybe it is a time for a change at Man United?
I do agree. I think he needs to go, especially after his 1-0 defeat against Bournemouth. I just think they need a new change of things. He's not doing a good enough job in the league, not doing a good enough job elsewhere, and just in general, no.
Yep, fair enough. But then, James, you have to say what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's trying to do. He's quite admirable. He's trying to bring through younger players that are hungry to fight for the club. He's got players like Dan James, Axel Tuanzebe, Anthony Martial, obviously Marcus Rashford. It seems to be very much that Solskjaer's focused on youth in his sides.
Well, yeah, but if you focus on youth, you still have to have a squad that can compete to be high in the table.
So do you think the squad that Man United
are trying to do that, but you still usually see them in the top 7 in Italy.
So do you think then the Man United squad isn't good enough to finish in the top, let's say top 5? Or do you think it's the manager that's the issue?
I think it's a bit of both. Well, alright. The squad's good enough, but the star player like Pogba isn't interested.
Mm.
You know, Harry Maguire, he's been alright, but can you really say he's been amazing? De Gea, he's not looked like the best goalkeeper in the world, let's just be honest.
But neither is Hugo Lloris for Tottenham, which is one of the topics we'll get onto in a minute. But you'd say that maybe there's been a few surprises when it comes down to the players you expect to be the top players.
You know, Marcus Rashford, he had that stunning free kick against Chelsea. He's not bad.
I think he's been thriving under Solskjaer, really.
But is he really the striker United need?
No. I mean, it's something that I always say is that Man United have Man United calibre players.
I personally think Rashford's better on the wing. But I think if you're going to have up top, he needs a strike partner.
Yeah, very true. Well, Josh, what do you think of Rashford? Do you think he's got a bright future ahead? Obviously, you're an England fan, the only England fan on this podcast right now. Do you think he's got a future for Man United and for England?
I do think he has a future, but again, like James said, he does need a partner in crime, and I think Lukaku would be a decent man. But again, they did loan him out to Inter Milan.
I think they sold him, mate.
Shit. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, they loaned Sanchez to Inter, and they sold Lukaku for 80 million.
Well, you know what? I think they should bring Lukaku back, as he was a good goal scorer, scoring a whopping 20 goals.
I mean, to be fair, Lukaku, I think he was on. I don't think it went right for Man United, but I think he could have been a good goal scorer for him if everything was right for him.
Yeah, I think with the right management, he could have been much more devastating, like he was at Everton.
Yeah, very true.
If I was United, I would have went for Ibrahimovic this season.
Yeah, but he's getting old. He's going to wear away soon.
He's getting old, but he'd still be the best player at Man United.
Wear away, best way to put it.
I mean, he is. It's not hard to be the best player there, let's be honest.
Ooh.
At this moment in time...
Josh throwing shade out.
Oh,
you've
God.
just made us use all our Man United for
No, it's alright. It's not us. It'll just be him that gets all the hate.
True.
So, if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, theoretically, tomorrow night we hear that he's been sacked, James, name one manager in world football that you would bring in to replace Solskjaer at Man United right now that's available, ideally, that isn't in a job.
Oh well, I was going to go Eddie Howe, but that's not in a job.
Yeah, a manager that's not in a job, so that either been sacked or have stepped down or whatever. Because I don't think they're going to get
What's that Bayern Munich manager name? He got sacked.
Niko Kovac.
Yeah, he's a good manager. Just struggled a bit at Bayern. Him and Jose Mourinho are the only two I can think of right now. I don't think they'll be wanting to sign Jose Mourinho back.
Josh, do you have any ideas for potentially a manager for Man United?
Oh, God, don't ask me. I'm terrible with managers. All I know is that Solskjaer needs to go out and Rafa Benitez.
Rafa
Benitez. That's actually not a bad. That's not a bad shout. If he wasn't at Danny and Fan right now, I reckon he could have done a good job.
Ex-Liverpool manager, Ryan.
Yeah, I know, but no, I'm just on about who would have been a good appointment. I think actually Benitez would have been a good appointment.
I mean, he does have Premier League experience in a couple teams.
You just have to, but can United match the money that the big Chinese clubs are offering?
Oh no, obviously not. But it was a decent suggestion if he didn't leave Newcastle for China in the summer. But anyway, moving on to another manager that's seemingly in a bit of trouble so far this season, Mauricio Pochettino at Spurs. James, obviously, Pochettino, good manager for the last few years at Spurs and Southampton, but do you think maybe his time's come to an end at White Hart Lane?
Do I think he should be sacked? No. Do I think he should leave? Yes. Right? Because I think he's taken this squad as far as they can go.
Ooh.
But I think Pochettino knew that our Champions League final was his one chance to win a major trophy at Tottenham. I think he knows that's the closest he'll get, and obviously they didn't win it on the 9. I just think he's taken this Tottenham as far as he can take them, and I think now they're a bit caught up in that Champions League and getting to the Champions League final. No, I think it's time for Pochettino to move on.
Josh, what's your views on it?
I quite agree with James myself, actually. I mean, he's been doing good at his years at Spurs, but I think it is time to move, as he is just not doing as good as he should be. Let's say that. No titles, no anything really lately, or at all.
Fair enough. James, do you think maybe that it's the fact that he didn't have money last season that could have potentially have made him struggle this year? Obviously, it's a bit of a weird question.
He's had money this year. He's brought in Ndombe.
Yeah, this year he has, but last season, obviously, they didn't spend a penny. So, do you think maybe if he had bought the players that he's bought this year last season and built the side, and when do you think that potentially we could have seen these flaws earlier, or do you think that Pochettino, it's just this season's his bad luck?
I just think this season is like the final season for Pochettino as Tottenham manager.
Fair enough. So I'm going to ask the same question pretty much as what I asked last time, but this time I won't say out of the job because it's clearly quite hard to remember who's out of the job. I'll start with you, Josh. What manager in world football do you think Tottenham would, or should, be looking at?
Probably anyone but Unai Emery.
Anyone but Unai Emery?
Yeah, he can't manage a bloody non-league team if he wanted to.
Fair enough. And James? James?
So James had a recent heart attack and we have to rush to
Your voice is kept crashing for me.
Oh, right. Name what manager would you say then that you would be looking to name if you were Tottenham's chairman, Daniel Levy?
See, it was recently with Jose Mourinho, weren't there?
Well, I think every team on the planet that's linked
Well, yeah,
with the manager getting sacked at the moment.
Even Celtic are linked with Jose Mourinho before they appointed Neil Lennon. But I think he'd be a great signing for. Well, obviously, things usually do fall apart for Mourinho third season.
Yeah.
So, just sign him on a 2-year contract.
Fair enough. Jose Mourinho wouldn't be a bad appointment, I don't think, for Spurs. I mean, Kane and Lukaku aren't too different, and I mean,
Lloris and De Gea,
yeah,
one the same.
I mean, he'd be working with quite a similar side, I think, to what he had at Man United last season. To be fair, and I think we got to mention this quickly as well before we move on to our last topic to talk about Andre Gomez's injury yesterday. We wish him a quick recovery from it. That's absolutely horrible, and all the supposed rumours that we've seen of what the injury looks like and how bad it is. Just wish him a good recovery. But going from one bad thing over to a good thing for at least one of us in this party anyway. On this podcast. I'm not playing Xbox right now, but James, obviously Betfred Cup finals secured for your team Rangers over the weekend, beating Hearts 3-0. You're obviously playing in an old firm derby there, as Celtic won 5-2 against Hibernian, which resulted in both Edinburgh clubs sacking their managers, which we'll get to that as well in a little bit more detail.
Hearts sacked their manager before that game.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. But anyway, both Edinburgh clubs are without a manager now, but we'll get to that in a minute. But just for you, what are you looking forward to most about this final? Looking forward to most, sorry.
Well, it's an old fan. That's all you really have to say. Both teams will be playing attacking football. Both of them defences, I think more theirs than ours, but both been a bit shaky at times. But I think there's going to be at least 3 goals in the game.
Are you confident you'll win that game then at Hampton?
I'm confident at any game, to be honest.
Oh yeah, I was going to say a stupid question, but Josh, what do you think then? Do you think Celtic or Rangers in this Betfred Cup final?
I actually have a lot of confidence in Rangers after their game against Hearts. Alfredo Morelos, he's doing amazing at strike, and I think a 3-1 isn't too out of the possibility to Rangers.
Fair enough. I'm just going to keep myself reserved.
£10 after the podcast.
Thank you, James.
So obviously, Josh, I can tell you not too much up to date with Scottish football, but obviously you know a little bit about Rangers because obviously we're quite good friends. We know James quite well, and he never shuts up about Rangers.
Indeed.
But, for you then, do you reckon Morelos will stay at Rangers come the end of the season, or do you think he could potentially leave to a bigger league come January?
I think theoretically he wants to leave just because of how many contracts he wants. Just trying to raise the price to, get a good deal or try and move somewhere else. I think that's his plan in mind, and I don't doubt if he wants to leave. But right now, I would stay if I was him.
That's fair enough. And James, do you think Rangers will hold on to him till the end of the season and maybe further than that? Or do you think...
Right. Gerard has said he's 100% confident that Morelos will stay. He's gone the end of the season. Right, I think with the new deal that's coming, right, it'll be a pay rise and we'll put like a £25 million release clause or £20 million release clause on Alfredo. And then we go, if someone pays that, you're gone.
Fair enough. Just going to speak about Celtic for a bit because I'm aware that we don't usually speak a lot about Celtic, to be fair, on these podcasts. Because obviously, you being a Rangers fan, James, we don't really spend too long about it on Celtic. But obviously, there's that whole debate off in Scotland right now of Edouard and Morelos. But it'll be a very good derby, knowing that both of them are on quite good form so far this season.
Yeah, well, Morelos is better. Any Celtic fans come up there. He's better. Morelos is streets ahead of Edouard.
Right then, so let's just speak about the Edinburgh side. So obviously, like you say, Hearts sacked their manager before the semi-final of the Betfred Cup. Meanwhile, Paul Heckingbottom was sacked after the 5-2 draw into Celtic. There's a few managers in the hat right now, but Josh, do you think they were the right decision, sacking their managers, being sat 10th and 11th in the Scottish Premiership right now?
I personally think that was the right decision, as they should be getting at least top 5 in the league, and they're just not performing to the standard they should be.
Fair enough. And James, do you think maybe Hibs appointed Paul Heckingbottom in the heat of the moment? Obviously, he was doing quite well down in England with Leeds and Barnsley, but do you think maybe it was a wrong appointment back last season, 9 months ago? Obviously, when he took charge, and
It
he's
didn't
already
actually look like it when it first came in. When he first came in, I think he broke a record. Not broke a record, but Hibs record, I mean, for games undefeated, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then that came to an end, a scrappy 1-0 defeat to Rangers. And then after that 1-0 defeat, his season, I think he lost another 2 games last season, when there was about 5 left or something. Maybe 3. And then this season, it all just went tits up. I don't know what happened, but he just could not get his team playing. And Levine, I think I've seen this coming for quite a while, to be honest. Although it's a madness to sack your manager a game before a semi-final.
Well, yeah. I mean, I did think that was strange from our score as well.
In my opinion, that's just mad. Because this new manager, I forgot his name, the caretaker manager, he was talking about how he had... I think he told the board about how he had new ideas, right?
Yeah.
He basically played like Craig Ravine. Like, it was like watching a Ravine side, but they don't pick their best players, because that... Oh, who's the guy they had up front? I know him, but in the one each draw. Iggy...
Azalea.
Ik Piazzi.
Yeah, Ig Piazzi, right?
Yes, I did.
Ig Piazzi, he was causing all sorts of problems, and they put McQueen on, and this is the reason why, right? Because they wanted him to try and get inside Goldston's head.
Fair enough. So, one last thing then before we head off. So, obviously, Jack Ross is favourite, Josh, for both Hibs and Hearts, but it might have changed since I last looked. Ex-Sunderland manager. He lost the favour of the Sunderland fans this season after a poor start. But last year, I think he averaged something like 1.9 points a game, if I'm right. Which I'm not sure I am, but I think it's something like a 60% win percentage. Do you think maybe if either of the Edinburgh clubs get Jack Ross, that could be a good appointment?
I mean, a manager is better than a caretaker manager, in my opinion. Someone who has a bit more experience and authority over the players. But I don't know much about him, so I can't tell you, honestly.
All right. What about you then, James? Obviously, you probably know a little bit more about Jack Ross, ex-St Mirren manager.
Oh yeah, he got St Mirren promoted in very good style. I think St Mirren only lost like 2 games that season. Then he went to Sunderland. And this first season, you can't say he did awful. Got them to the playoff final, I believe.
Yeah.
And then conceded in like the last second to Charlton. He didn't do awful. He's a good manager, I think. And I think if I was him, I'd go Hibs. But either one of them, I think he'd be good at.
This is going to sound like the English football side of me, but when he was in England, and it's one thing that all the Sunderland fans said as well, he played very negative football. I think that sort of football will do well up in Scotland. It's how a lot of mid-table sides in Scotland play, isn't it? So
yeah, especially when they go up against the big 4.
Yeah, so exactly. So I reckon he could do quite well with both them clubs. Obviously, a good little sides. Both of them really shouldn't really be where they are, like Josh said earlier. But anyway, that's the end of this podcast, guys. If you did enjoy, like the video. If you want to see Josh back on the channel, let us know.
Please, I need to pay rent.
Thanks, Josh, for coming on.
Please, I'm desperate.
Someone's going to end this before Josh says something he regrets.
Oh, I'll say the N-word, please.
All right, that's it.